You've seen the mainstream hits, but anime has a hidden vault of absolute madness. Today, we're counting down 10 wildly underrated anime that flew under the radar, yet hit harder than most so-called classics. Kicking off with number 10, Gungrave. Gungrave starts like a basic mafia anime and then casually punches you in the soul. At first, it's all suits, loyalty, and brotherhood, with Brandon Heat and Harry McDowell grinding their way up the criminal ladder. Then the show quietly whispers, "What if friendship was a lie?" And everything collapses. When the supernatural angle kicks in, some people bounce but stick around. The emotional payoff is insane. Gungrave is less about gunfights and more about betrayal, ambition, and how power rots people from the inside. Harry is that friend who starts chasing greatness and forgets humans aren't disposable. Brandon, a walking tragedy with a gun. It's melodramatic, slow in places, and unapologetically sad. But that's the charm. This is Emma vs. Anime. Watch this video to the end and hit that subscribe button now. Sliding to number 9. Soraya Goyo. Soraya Goyo is what happens when an anime refuses to yell at you. It whispers. Set in Edo-era Japan, this series follows Masanosuke, a socially awkward samurai with zero confidence but elite sword skills. Instead of screaming battles, you get long pauses, uncomfortable silences, and criminal conversations that feel way too real. The art style looks soft, almost unfinished, and that's intentional. It mirrors how fragile these characters are. This anime is about found family among criminals who barely trust themselves, let alone each other. The tension isn't who will die, it's will this man ever believe in himself? And somehow that's gripping. It's slow, yes, but never boring. It's like anime for people who enjoy character studies more than explosions. Landing on number 8, Kemonozume. Kemonozume is unhinged in the best way possible. Masaki Yuasa said, "What if romance, horror, and philosophy fought in an alley?" And this anime is the result. Humans versus flesh-eating monsters, except the monsters are hot, emotional, and more human than the humans hunting them. The animation looks wild, sketchy, sometimes ugly, and that's the point. This anime does not care about being pretty. It cares about raw emotion. The love story here is doomed from the jump, and the show never pretends otherwise. It just drags you through the pain anyway. Fight scenes feel chaotic, dialogue gets existential, and the tone shifts like it's daring you to keep up. Kemonozume isn't comfortable, safe, or mainstream friendly, which is exactly why it's underrated. It's passion over polish, emotion over logic. If you like anime that feels alive and unpredictable, this one bites hard and doesn't let go. Looking at number 7, Infinite Ryvius. Infinite Ryvius is Lord of the Flies in space, and it's way more stressful than it has any right to be. A group of teenagers get stranded with a hyper-advanced spaceship, no adults, and zero emotional maturity. Predictably, everything goes wrong. Power struggles, betrayals, emotional breakdowns. It's chaos. The genius part is how uncomfortable it feels. There are no clear heroes, just scared kids making awful decisions under pressure. The show constantly asks who deserves control and whether leadership is earned or taken. It's messy, frustrating, and painfully realistic. Some characters will make you want to throw your screen across the room, and that's intentional. Infinite Ryvius doesn't want you relaxed, it wants you tense. This anime got overshadowed by flashier sci-fi, but its psychological weight is heavy. If you enjoy watching systems collapse and humans expose their worst instincts, this one is a slow burn nightmare worth experiencing. Crashing into number 6, Flag. Flag feels like a war documentary accidentally turned into an anime. It follows a photojournalist embedded in a UN peacekeeping mission, and everything is shown through cameras, news footage, helmet cams, drones. No dramatic music telling you how to feel, no over-the-top speeches, just silence, tension, and realism. This anime respects your intelligence. It doesn't explain every detail or moral choice, it just shows you consequences. The pacing is deliberate, almost cold, but that makes every explosion, every loss hit harder. War here isn't glamorous or heroic, it's confusing and morally grey. Flag is underrated because it doesn't chase excitement, it chases truth. It's uncomfortable in a quiet way, the kind that lingers after the episode ends. If you're tired of exaggerated war anime and want something grounded, serious, and painfully human, Flag is an experience, not just a show. Marching to number 5, Seirei no Moribito, Soul of the Spirit. Seirei no Moribito is fantasy done with dignity. No power screaming, no cheap twists, just world-building, culture, and quiet strength. Balsa is one of the best female leads anime ever gave us. Competent, calm, and emotionally layered. The story follows her protecting a cursed prince hunted by his own empire, and the tension isn't from battles, it's from ideology. This anime explores responsibility, tradition, and the cost of survival. The action scenes are clean and grounded, but the real strength is atmosphere. The world feels lived in, like history matters. It's mature without being edgy, emotional without begging for tears. Moribito doesn't rush anything, and that patience is why it's special. It got overshadowed by louder fantasy anime, but this one ages like fine wine. If you appreciate storytelling that trusts you to pay attention, this is a hidden gem that deserves way more respect. Breaking into number 4, Alien 9. Alien 9 looks like a cute school anime and then immediately ruins your emotional stability. The art style is soft and childish, which makes the horror hit even harder. This story follows young girls forced to fight grotesque alien parasites while adults casually ignore their trauma. It's disturbing, symbolic, and deeply uncomfortable. The real horror isn't the aliens. It's how society treats children's pain as expendable. Episodes feel disjointed, like fragments of a nightmare, and that's intentional. Alien 9 isn't trying to entertain you traditionally, it's trying to unsettle you. It's short, weird, and incomplete, which somehow makes it even more haunting. This anime sticks with you because it doesn't resolve neatly. If you enjoy psychological horror that feels wrong on purpose, Alien 9 is a quiet descent into anxiety. And, trust me, number 3, it'll mess with your head in the best way possible. Charging to number 3, Blue Literature No Longer Human. This anime doesn't just tell a story, it stares into your soul and asks uncomfortable questions. Blue Literature adapts classic Japanese literature, but No Longer Human is the standout. It's about alienation, self-loathing, and feeling disconnected from humanity itself. The visuals are striking, sometimes beautiful, sometimes horrifying, matching the mental state of its protagonist. This is not a feel-good anime. It's heavy, introspective, and brutally honest about depression and identity. The pacing is deliberate, letting the despair sink in. Some viewers bounce because it's too real, and that's exactly why it's powerful. No cheap hope, no fake redemption arcs, just a raw portrayal of a man unraveling. It's underrated because it demands emotional engagement, not passive viewing. If you're ready for anime that challenges you instead of entertaining you safely, this one leaves scars in a meaningful way. Storming into number 2, Gankutsu the Count of Monte Cristo. Gankutsu takes a classic revenge story and dresses it in absolute madness. The art style alone is unforgettable. Layered textures, surreal colours, and visuals that feel like a painting screaming at you. The Count is one of anime's coldest revenge icons, dripping charisma and menace without raising his voice. This anime is patience weaponized. The revenge unfolds slowly, methodically, and emotionally devastating. You watch lives crumble piece by piece, and the worst part is understanding why. It explores obsession, justice, and the cost of vengeance without glorifying it blindly. Some characters are naive, some are cruel, and all of them feel tragically human. Gankutsuo is underrated because it's different. Too artistic, too slow, too thoughtful for mainstream hype. But if you love revenge stories that actually hurt, this is a masterpiece hiding in plain sight. Finally, claiming number 1, Eden of the East. Eden of the East, chaos with a purpose. A naked amnesiac with a gun, a phone, and 10 billion yen sounds ridiculous. And it is. But it's also brilliant. This anime blends political commentary, mystery, and social critique with sharp humor and fast pacing. Akira is the most suspiciously chill protagonist ever, and the game he's trapped in raises terrifying questions about power and responsibility. The show constantly keeps you guessing, mixing light-hearted moments with existential dread. It's stylish, smart, and unafraid to call out societal apathy. Eden of the East feels like it predicted modern anxieties before we were ready to admit them. It's underrated because it doesn't fit neatly into one genre. Thriller, satire, romance, it's all there. And when it ends, you're left thinking, not satisfied, which is exactly the point. And that's the list. 10 underrated anime that deserve way more love than they get. If any of these shocked you or you've got your own hidden gems, Drop them in the comments. Like the video, subscribe for more anime deep dives, and stick around because the rabbit hole only gets deeper.